This is a very small tower. I was surprised at how small when the package arrived. It's pretty light too. It's about 16 inches long and high. These grommets fall off pretty easily. They're for the hard drives and they're not exactly rubbery. They're more of a soft plastic. It does look like you don't even need them to screw the hard drives on. So it's not a huge deal if you lose them. So this acrylic's pretty shiny. Looks like it's gonna be a fingerprint magnet. I guess I should have read the reviews first. Oh well. There's your power button. I see no other button, no reset button. Top I/O. Oh, I guess here's your reset switch. Indicator LEDs, USB 2.0. Audio in and out. One USB 3.0. Bulge right here. The back also has a bulge for cable management. Thumb screws on both sides. Looks like there's plenty of space for cable management back here. Feels like there's more room than that tempered glass case I looked at. And look at this thing, it's small. Compared to this Cougar, it's a little bit shorter. I'm not even sure this card would fit in here, even angling it down. Here we have SSD mount, HDD mount. Okay, so it's not a traditional hard drive cage. Looks like they're gonna be sticking out this way. Comes with one 80mm fan in the rear. It looks like this is expandable to 120. A 120mm. It looks like, yeah, inside intake. I thought it had two disk drive bays to 5 1/4 inch, but it looks like the top one. The top is blocked off by the cabling. Yeah, it only has the screw holes for one. Oh wait, it looks like it has the support for another one, just not the screw holes. I'm sure you could jimmy something up if you try putting something in that's not a drive, like a expansion bracket or something, so you can fit a 3.5 inch drive in there. Popping out the back panel. There we go. Oh wait, what? Oh, so it's got space for more drives back here, it looks like. Cool. SSD only for 2.5 inch drives. Yeah, it looks like it fits. It'll fit in between this space and the fan. And 2 HDD. Okay, so hard drive, or SSD, and in the rear it's SSD only. What is this? Might possibly be able to fit another drive in here. I don't know. Doesn't come with a manual. Box doesn't really have much to it. Okay, so let's take the front panel off. There's 6. You can see it right there. I'm gonna pop it back in. 6 clips. Yeah, there you go. It's one in the bottom, another one, 2 in the middle, and 3 up top, right there and over there. I was able to remove this with just my fingers, but for the other ones I use this, which is a standoff remover. It's just a socket, I'm not sure what size, but yeah, you just push it and it pops right out. Go, removing the front panel. You can see the power cables routed to a different hole for some reason. And you can see this pattern on the inside, which was not initially visible. So it looks like the light from the fan will shine through. It's pretty cool. It looks like you can even take off the acrylic somehow, but it looks like it might be glued on. Yeah, and there you go. That's a pretty fine job on the front I/O. Looks sturdy, looks professional. Oh, there you go, you can see it now. So one concern I have about the DVD drive, the front I/O, is this USB cable. Look where the this thick part ends and the cable itself begins. It's right up against the DVD drive. So if you install one, you will have to bend this considerably. Looks like it might actually break the cable inside eventually. So yeah, that is a big minus if this cable can't take it, which look, it doesn't look like it can. It looks like you have to put it at a 45-degree angle pretty much. I'm gonna stop bending it so I don't break it. And here's what the case looks like there, with a couple of fans included. Hey, even without the front panel, it still looks pretty cool. Like it even has a hole indentation for the floppy drive bay. And this is so light. Yeah, I guess that's it. There's not much to this case. I put a build in here, so that's it. The build I made with this was for a customer, which is the reason I bought the case in the first place. They said they wanted something modern. However, it was only going to be for basic use. I told the customer an older system would do just fine, especially by adding NVMe storage. However, they went with more recent hardware. I also asked if they were going to use it for gaming at all, and they said no, which is partly why I went with a Ryzen 3000G, as it is more than enough to handle basic tasks, especially since I paired it with an NVMe drive, 256 gigs of data RAM, storage rated for 1650 megabytes read and a 1 gig per second rate. When I purchased this, I think it was at an introductory price, as the company is a name I had never heard of before. I ended up getting it for $37 after tax and shipping and all that. I did use this as my main drive up until recently and had absolutely no problems with it. Not only that, it was also fast enough so that you didn't see the Windows login animation. There is also a 500 gigabyte hard disk drive that I threw in here, but I forgot the brand. I think maybe it was Hitachi. And for our memory, we have 16 gigabytes of Corsair DDR4 3000 megahertz RAM. Vengeance. For the PSU, I used a Dell power supply rated at 250 watts, I believe it was, pulled from a pre-built, which is not great, but for a build like this, it's pretty adequate. I had to rework these hard drive cables so that they weren't so visible through the side of the case where the fan should be. Building with this wasn't too big of a pain at all, but then again, there weren't many components going in it. The toughest part of the build was getting the motherboard inside, since the motherboard is wider than the space between the back of the case on the inside to the hard drive and disc bay mounts. All I had to do was angle it in just right. When I bought this, I paid a total of $35.26, and it is a couple of bucks off of that now. There aren't a whole lot of mini cases in this price range, or many cases for that matter in this price range, but I am kind of tempted to buy another one to hold on to for a future build, but I'm gonna hold off on that since I have too many systems at the moment and need to clear some space. If this other DIYPC case also had free shipping, I would definitely go for that instead, or would just pay the extra for shipping if I wanted to add a card reader on the floppy bay that it has. Or if I knew a bunch of people were going to be putting their hands on it, I would also pay for the free shipping for the other one, since it doesn't look like it's going to attract fingerprints. I think that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully this helps somebody. Take care.